All right. Right, okay, so to the 5 or 6 people that have been watching this channel and the podcast and what have you, it's been about 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks since we uploaded any content. And it's not because we've been being lazy. It's because things at the foundation have taken a sort of interesting turn. So let me just back up a minute to provide a little context. So earlier this year, myself and my business partner, Anna, decided to launch a mental health research foundation, the William Tuke Research Foundation. And because we're sort of starting from scratch, very incredibly small budget, we thought the best thing to maybe do was to spend the first half of 2020 just getting out there, networking, meeting people, putting our name out there, introducing ourselves and building up a network of colleagues, volunteers, that sort of thing. And then, well, this happened. COVID-19. Gotta say, somebody needs to make beard-friendly masks because these little tufty bits aren't a good look. Anyway, so now we've got lockdown, everybody's working from home. All the shops are shut, all the businesses are shutting down, the universities, they're closing, there's no networking events, there's no conferences, there's nothing. And since our entire business plan was sort of predicated on the idea of getting out there and meeting people, lockdown kind of scuppered our chances of doing anything, really. So now it's like, okay, great, now what are we going to do? Like, all our plans involved getting out into the world and meeting people. And now all we can do is sit at home. What are we going to do? And it was like, okay, well, I've got a history in content production. You know, I've done a podcast and a YouTube channel in the past that was moderately successful. So maybe we should do that. So that's what we did. We started making a podcast, you know, interviewing people, started writing some scripts for some educational content. Where's the problem? You see, it wasn't just businesses and universities that went into lockdown, it was schools as well. And I've got 3 kids, one of them of which is a newborn. And so getting any sort of content made in my home office, my home office isn't an office, by the way, my home office is just my computer in the living room with all the kids running around me. So getting anything done was just an absolute impossibility. It's like, okay, great, now what are we going to do? So first of all, we had to pivot once, okay? We're supposed to be going out there networking, meeting people. We can't go out and network and meet people because of lockdown. So it's like, okay, let's make content. So, okay, start trying to make content. Can't make content because my kids are running around driving me insane. So now it's like, okay, what we're going to do, we're going to pivot again? No, we can't pivot. There's nothing else we can do. The only thing we can do is make content because we're in lockdown. So it's like, okay, we need a space. We need our own little studio or something that we can work from. My kids aren't going to drive me insane and we can just get stuff done. Getting a sweat on with that on. Messed my beard up as well. So we start reaching out to some places, send out some emails basically saying, you know, we're a non-profit. Here's our budget, but we're very ambitious. We've got big plans, so that budget's going to get bigger. Can we negotiate something? Anyway, a couple of places got back to us, so we went to see a small studio space over in Stockport, which is my hometown, an office space over in Warrington, and then this place came up. So this is a retail space in Stretford Mall in Trafford in South Manchester. See, Stretford Mall it's sort of like the hub of the community around here, and it was always our goal to be embedded within the community. You see, one of the problems with outreach, especially in a mental health context and in a local community, is it's stigma. You know, people don't want to be seen going into like a mental health walk-in centre or a clinic or what have you, because, you know, people might talk like, hey, saw Tracy Harrison going into the loony bin the other day, and who wants that? So when we came in here, it was like, what if there was a way to sort of directly engage with the community, raise money for the foundation, but to do it in a way that's more discreet than a mental health clinic or a mental health walk-in centre, a place that anybody can use, and to increase the engagement levels. So basically, we've decided to turn this place into a cafe and apothecary where people can come in and they can buy sort of like herbal teas and meditation products, or they can sit down and have a coffee, or they can come and access mental health services, talk therapy and advice either on behalf of themselves or the loved ones. And the best part is when you walk in through that door, whether you're coming in to buy like a scented candle, to like sit down, have a brew and a cake, or whether you need help with depression, anxiety or any other mental health problem, talk therapy or advice or referral, nobody from the outside looking in need know which one it is you're here to do, because they can't tell. And that is what we think is going to set us apart. So anyway, enough chit chat, let's give you the guided tour. Right, here we go. So starting out on the ground floor, so there's 2 floors to this place. It's going to be the retail section downstairs, and then upstairs is where going to be the provision of mental health services and advice, stuff like that. So this first bit here, so it's quite a big space, but the first bit here where people walk in at the entrance, that's going to be the apothecary. So, and it's not going to be like when an apothecary, traditionally it was sort of like a proto pharmacy where I think they sold like sort of quack remedies and tonics and things like that. That's not what we're doing. I think we're going to maybe coin this like a modern apothecary. So we're just going to be selling things like herbal teas and like meditation mats and candles and bath bombs and things like that. So not trying to say that anything's going to be a miracle cure or anything. It's just nice relaxation products. Treat yourself, chocolates, hot chocolate, sweets, things like that. Just nice products. You've had a stressful week, you come to our little apothecary, treat yourself to a few things, like have a nice weekend or whatever. So yeah, no sort of pseudoscience snake oil nonsense. So that's going to be like the first third of the room, and then the other 2/3 of the room are going to be a cafe. So let me just give you a bit of an idea of the scale of the place. So that's it. It's not bad. I think we'll get seating for about 16 to 20 people depending on the seating layout, and we've not yet decided on how we're going to price things. We've got sort of 3 ideas in mind. One was to like just have it as called like a £5 cafe, so you pay a £5, you come in and it's all you can eat. Another one was to do a sort of pay per minute price structure, which a lot of these sort of hipster cafes in city centres do that now, and again all you can eat. And then another one was a sort of rent a teapot price structure. So if you just come in for a drink, you can sort of rent a teapot and a cup and a glass or what have you, and have as much juice and whatever as you want. If you want food, you pay extra for that, and you rent the plate and the trays and the cutlery and what have you, and then you can, again, it's all you can eat. But the other thing is, a way of us sort of keeping the cost down is there's no hot food. We're not going to serve hot food or anything like that. There's already plenty of places doing that around here, and it just seems silly to try and compete with established places. So we've termed this an indulgence cafe. So we're just going to focus on things like cakes and biscuits and sweets and teas, coffees, cream teas, things like that. And the best part about that is we can make it self-serve. So we won't have to, spend too much money on having staff in here running the place. So we can focus on the main thing, which is the provision of mental health services and advice for people. So yeah, that's what we're hoping to do. Anyway, so come through here. So this, it's a bit of a tip here. So, oh God, there we go. Can we see that? Right. So this is, at the moment, this is just called like the service room. It used to be, this place used to sell like women's fashion, I think. So this is where the changing rooms were back then. We're not sure what we're going to do with this yet. There is going to need to be customer access back here, because it's got the staircase here which leads up to the toilets for people to use. So and I don't know if you can see, we've already started cobbling furniture together. That's what this stuff is here as well. So we've got this big unit, cabinet, what have you. Had to go down London to to get all this. I don't know if I might tell you the story about that at some point. I might intersperse it into this video. It's been one of the things about being on such a small budget is you have to go, you can't just search locally for things you need. So, you know, we've had like tables and chairs that we need, cabinets, things like that. And if we just searched in like locally in the Manchester area, we couldn't do it. To get stuff cheaper, we had to travel all over the country, renting a van. And it's been very stressful. So coming up the stairs here, so toilets, very interesting. I won't bother showing you that. Then we've got little staff kitchen. Oh, I've got some bulbs gone as well. It's a bit dank and dingy in here. But yeah, kitchen, maybe prep food, or just somewhere for the staff to escape when they're seeing their ass or whatever. And then, oh God, it's even darker in here. So this is the office, the studio, the consultation room. So again, not quite sure what the layout or anything is going to be in here, but this is a nice, quiet, private space where we can, you know, give people advice, people can get talk therapy, things like that. Nice and soundproof, you know, not being overlooked or anything like that. And yeah, like I said before, I think the clever part about it is, again, even if people are sort of seen coming upstairs, you know, you don't know whether they're just a customer coming to use the toilets or whether they're coming back there to get some sort of mental health advice or what have you. And so we think this discreet little model and the layout is perfect for it. So yeah, looking forward to it. Right, so there you go. That's a little quick guided tour of the place. Not really much to say about it at the moment. Well, it's just an empty shell, but that's what the next few weeks is going to be all about, is turning it from an empty shell into into a brand new, hopefully thriving business. And starting with, first things first, is getting that carpet up because it's filthy and uneven, bubbles all over the place, and it's glued down as well, which is going to be fun, scraping that up. And getting the walls painted because they're filthy and full of holes as well from the previous occupants, who were obviously scruffy bastards. So yeah, and the most interesting part about this refurb business is we can't afford to pay any professionals to come in and help us, so it's going to be a DIY job. And there's only me and Anna, so there's only two of us doing a DIY refurb of this entire shop. So yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be stressful, that's for sure, but maybe it'll make for some interesting viewing for you guys. So yeah, that's what the next few episodes of this podcast, vlog, whatever you want to call it, is going to be about. It's following us on this journey, turning this place from an empty shell into a brand new business, a brand new cafe and apothecary. So I'll leave it there for now. I'll see you next time.